Hey, welcome back to Wildman Adventures on part 2 of the build of Hot Rod Harry. Hot Rod Harry was actually very difficult to build for the fact that it was kind of a backwards build. Most monster trucks, they start with the chassis and then they fit the body to the chassis, and that's why you see some of the outcomes that aren't always so attractive. You see stuff that the body looks like it's shifted forward or backward on the frame, or I've even seen street rod builds where they use a street rod body and the chassis hangs out of the rear or the front, and things don't usually have a very good outcome. So what I wanted to do with Hot Rod Harry is actually make it look like it belonged. So it was actually reverse build. I used the body and then built the chassis to fit the body, which made it very difficult because it was a lot of components to fit into a very small package. So, and then one of the unique things I did that some guys weren't real, I guess, excited about was that I made it a two-seater, because you know most hot rods are a two-seater vehicle, and it actually has worked out great, because when I was trying to teach my son how to drive in the monster truck, it was nice having a double seat. I was able to get him in there and actually give him the experience of what it was like in a race style monster truck. You know, they have a different characteristic of the leaning and stuff, and sometimes guys that are trying to get used to a newer style truck, it takes a lot of time for them to get used to it because they're not quite used to the ride and the impacts and the different things and the feel of it. So that worked out really neat. Some of the other neat features with the truck is I actually put the main frame rails are part of the cooling system. I run the coolant through the frame rails back and have the radiator in the rear. By doing that, I was able to pick up 16 gallons of capacity for the cooling system. So it has 16 gallons of coolant running through the chassis and everything. And the reason I did that was someday if I get tired of running monster trucks, I figured this thing could turn into a really cool mega truck, or a big, kind of a big street truck if I wanted to put smaller axles under it or something. And I wanted the coolant ability, plus I wanted to be able to have a passenger. So that was kind of the reasoning for some of that. But so after the truck was totally built, assembled, and cycled through to make sure the suspension had the full travel and everything, then we went back and trimmed the body to make sure we had clearance for the tires and everything, and I had larger tires on it than what we were going to run actually for performing. So I knew that if we could clear those bigger tires, we should have plenty of clearance for the smaller race tires. But then we actually started the paint work. After it was all disassembled, we started the paint work. The chassis got sandblasted, and then I painted it a gunmetal gray, base coat, clear coat, and then on the body I actually painted it a red base coat, clear coat with a couple different shades of metal flake into the paint. I did the fenders and running boards a different color metal flake than what the actual body was, so it would give it more of a custom effect in the sunlight and spotlights. And then of course we laid out the flames. That was a family ordeal. I laid them out and got my whole family involved in helping mask up the flames. All the new trucks typically have a vinyl wrap, which is very easy to do. The vinyl wrap you can just have programmed on the computer, and they print it off and they stick it on. But I'm kind of old school. I like paint, so we did a lot of custom paint on the truck, and I think the effect of it turned out pretty cool. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this build, and if you got questions and comments, please put them below, and thanks for watching.